Friends, welcome to Team Harris Yoga. I'm excited today to be joining you on the mat for a small flow that's going to help with low back pain. Today, we're going to spend a little bit of time warming up the back body and then opening the muscles that attach to the front and the back of the pelvis. I personally have been struggling with a little bit of low back pain lately, so this was something that I put together for myself today and thought that it would also help you if that's something you've been suffering from. One of the things that Sean and I really focus on at Team Harris Yoga is mobility. And if we have a lot of tightness, we can have decreased mobility in the pelvis, which can lead to some disorders like sacral pain, SI joint pain, and sciatica. So come and join me on the middle of your mat, seated, and then we're going to roll all the way down to our backs. We're going to walk our heels in and lay the back of the head down. And let's just take a moment here to walk the heels in gently, maybe even being able to tickle the back of the heel with the fingertips. And then we're just going to kind of calibrate here for a moment. I want you to slowly come into the awareness of the breath. That might even mean bringing the hands to the belly. Slowly breathe in. Gentle exhale past the lips. Two more of that. Inhale. Gentle exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now let the breath just become soft and unlabored. I want you to feel the contact of the body with the mat. Where is the most contact? Is it in the back of the shoulders, in the hips, in the heels? Just take a moment to tune into the body. And as you're softly breathing here, maybe notice where there's tension in the body. The low back and that curve in the lumbar spine shouldn't be touching the mat. You're going to have that normal curvature. So maybe just spend the next moment sending the breath to the low back, imagining that the oxygen is filling those tight muscles. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to bring some heat into the low back and into the back body. So go ahead and lay the arms on the mat. Again, maybe those fingertips reach for the heels. And we're going to slowly bring the weight into the feet and lift the pelvis towards the ceiling for bridge pose. So the heels are in line with the hips. I'm going to walk the scapula gently in slightly towards one another. Breathe in here as the scapula are on the mat, but the hips are lifted high. The knees are in line with the hips, which means we're turning on the glutes to keep the legs in line. So I want you to take an inhale. As you exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time until the sacrum hits the mat, and then roll up again. So the pelvis lifts, hips are lifted high, the chin and the gaze is lifted towards the ceiling. We're not turning the neck left or right. And then we're going to roll down. Exhale. Inhale, lifts, uncurl the spine, knees travel forward. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. We've got two more of those. Inhale, lift. Feel the hamstrings begin to fire. Exhale, rolls down. Inhale, lift. And this time we're going to hold for a couple breaths. So I want you to notice the weight coming into the pads of the feet on the front and the back. Knees are traveling forward. We still have breath coming in and out of the belly through the nose or mouth. And we're really starting to feel some heat in the glutes. Take one more gentle breath in. And the exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Wonderful. From here, we're going to slide the left leg forward and bring the right knee in towards the chest. I'm going to interlace the fingers around the top of my knee. I'm going to point the toes. Inhale. Flex the feet and really draw the legs in opposition. So my knee is traveling towards my nose. As I'm pushing my front heel forward, like I'm stamping my footprint on the wall in front of me. And then I'm going to slowly let my bent knee open towards the right. If it's available, I'm going to see if I can walk the knee towards the crook of my elbow. My left hand is going to ground my left hip so that my sacrum stays even on the mat. So if we're really tight in the hip flexors and the groin, that can cause some low back pain by the front body being really tight and pulling the pelvis out of alignment. I can even breathe here a little bit, bringing the knees central. Inhale, exhale, open. Inhale, central. Exhale, open, and then pause. Breathe here. One more breath, inhale. On the exhale, I'm going to bring the knee central. I'm going to slide my grounded heel up to plant my foot on the floor. I'm going to cross my lifted ankle over my knee for reclined figure 4. So we have a couple options here. I can stay with my foot grounded and take my right hand gently guiding my right knee forward. If this is enough, you're just going to stay right here. If you're not really feeling this in the exterior glute, you're going to slowly lift the foot, hover, and guide the hands to interlace at the hamstring on the left. I'm keeping both feet flexed to protect the knees. And that right knee is still guiding and tracking forward. Making sure you're keeping the neck and the jaw soft and the sacrum planted on the mat. If I'm pulling too much and lifting that tail up, I'm not going to get the full benefit of the pose by really letting my sacrum ground and my knee track forward to open the exterior hip. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly unwind the legs. Plant the heels by the glutes again. Tee the arms or goalpost them. Lift the hips 1 inch off the ground. Scoot it to the right. Drop the knees to the left for a gentle supine twist. The gaze can be up towards the ceiling, or you can let the chin fall over to the right. And it's a soft breath, inhale. Soft breath, exhale. Keeping both shoulders planted onto the mat. Letting the spine loosen and unwind as we twist and relax those muscles that are attached at the spine. One more inhale, and the exhale, come back center. And this time we're going to lift the left knee in, slide the right heel forward and ground. So draw the knee towards the nose, keep the feet flexed. And then ground the right hand to the right hip flexor. Begin to open the left knee open, like a book, over to the left. And if it's available, hooking the elbow around the top of the shin. If that's not available, we just keep our hand grounded to the shin, pulling the legs in opposite directions. Left knee moving towards the nose, right heel pressing forward. And again, we can inhale center, exhale open. Inhale center, exhale open. And eventually, just letting your groin open here passively. Take another inhale. And the exhale, guide that knee back central. Slide the right heel up, cross ankle over knee, reclined figure four. Options here, guiding the left knee forward, foot is flexed. That might be enough for you to feel the left side open on the back. If not, we're going to lift the right foot up, interlace the fingers at the hamstring, and draw that knee towards the nose. Again, we want the sacrum in contact with the mat. Feet are flexed to protect the knees. The power of opening the pose is coming from the right leg moving my legs towards my face. One more breath in. And on the exhale, unwind. Place the heels on the mat. Lift the hips slightly off the mat, scooch them to the left, drop the knees to the right, and goalpost the arms. You may close the eyes, let them stay lifted towards the ceiling, or turn the chin to the left away from the bent knees. Supine twist and breathe. Let's go ahead and take one more breath in. And on the exhale, let the knees lift back. Plant the feet and draw the knees into the belly. Hugging the knees in, curl up like a tight ball, squeeze the body. And then cupping the top of the knees, let your legs pull you forward to seated. Scooching back to the middle of the mat, come ahead and cross your legs into simple seated, pulling the flesh away from the sit bones. Let's come and open the side body, which is going to really influence the low back. Plant the left hand over to the left and sweep the right hand high. You can really soften into the left elbow. Maybe the left elbow actually plants to the mat. If not, you can stay lifted, grounding the right sits bone, reaching. And let's do that on the opposite side. Right hand plants, left hand lifts, and reach over the left ear. Maybe turn the gaze up toward the ceiling. Option to go as deep as it feels good here. You can plant the elbow. That feels nice. If not, just stay lifted. I want you to feel equal weight in both sits bones. Inhale and exhale back to center. Let's go ahead and walk the heels forward. Big bend in the knees. Now, if you have a bolster at home, I want you to slide it underneath the knees. 2 pillows work. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep our knees really bent. We're going to begin to walk the heels forward slightly, about an inch. And then we're going to let the heart drift towards the knees. So rather than rounding the back, I want you to imagine that there's a string pulling the sternum between the heels. And as soon as my belly makes contact with my thighs, then I'm going to begin to round the spine, curl in, drop the chin in, and let the low back slowly begin to open. We're using this bolster here because we haven't brought a lot of heat into the hamstring. So we're going to keep a real big bend in the knees so that we can target that sacrum. And we've got 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. In through the nose, maybe out through the mouth. Every breath out lets the chest move closer to the mat. And I'm keeping my feet flexed. As we're here for the next couple breaths, maybe you work on walking those heels a millimeter forward at a time. If it feels good, keep those feet flexed. Otherwise, you can let them slowly relax. Unclench the jaw, the crown of the head reaches forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Keep the chin tucked and then begin to uncurl the spine coming up to seated. Go ahead and slide that bolster out. Set it to the side. Crisscross the legs. And then we're going to reach forward, popping over the knees to tabletop. Walking back to the middle of the mat. Tabletop, stacking knees under hips. Soften the elbows, broaden across the collarbone. Drop the belly for cow pose. Inhale, look up. Exhale, cat. Push the mat away. Tuck the chin in, look at the knees. Inhale, cow. Gaze up. Exhale, cat. One more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Come to a neutral spine. We're going to take the left leg and extend it straight out, perpendicular with our mat. And now we're going to feel the inner thigh begin to stretch and open. And we're going to rock forward and back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Hips towards the heel. They may not reach the heel, but that's okay. We're kind of feeling that sweet spot where we're feeling the inner thigh open. Really tight adductors can influence the low back. I want you to keep the front and the back of that foot planted so the toes don't pop up when you rock back. And eventually find that sweet spot where you can ground the hip toward the heel and rest here for a moment. Inhale, let the back of the neck get long. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath in and out. Begin to draw yourself forward. Keep that leg extended. Draw the belly in and lift all the way up with the upper body. Left hand's going to slide down the left leg. Right arm reaches high. Side body stretch again. Let the bicep come towards the ear, maybe bend the elbow. I like to put the back of the head in the palm of the hand. Press the head back, look up. That's going to really open the flank. Elbow moves behind you. Inhale, tee the arms, sweep them forward, plant the hands down, and bring the knee back in. Slide the right leg out, and again, rock forward and back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Forward and back, making sure the ball and heel of the foot is in contact with the floor. One more forward, last one back and stay. See if you can really feel the inner thigh opening all the way from the back of the knee up the body of the hamstring. Last inhale. Exhale, draw yourself forward. Draw the belly up and in and come all the way up. Stacking your body over your grounded knee. Right hand slide down the right leg. Left arm lifts high and then reach over to the right. Maybe even bending the elbow, capturing the back of the head. Keep the belly drawn in. Imagine the hips stacked over the knees. Go ahead and tee the arms, sweep the hands forward, and bring both knees in underneath the hips, tabletop. Let's do one more cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, cat on the back. Neutral spine, walk the knees wide, big toes touch for child's pose. Hips to heels, arms extend forward, and place the forehead on the mat. If the forehead doesn't reach the mat, that's okay. You can take a bolster and slide it underneath the belly. This is our final pose. So join me for a big inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. If you need to sway the hips a little bit here, side to side, feel the body sink between the thighs. And you just let the breath become soft. Let the body relax here as we just close this little flow out here in child's pose. And I'm going to finish my practice with one more gentle inhale and gentle exhale. You can stay here in child's pose as long as your body needs, continuing to open that low back. Friends, thank you for joining me in Team Harris Yoga for a gentle back release.